The National Development Team for Inclusion are advocating a change in the way social care operates in Scotland, making it more community-led. But what does this actually mean in practice?
Community-led support is really basically about improving outcomes for people. It's about trying to transform the way social care is delivered in Scotland and across the UK. It's about actually trying to get communities much more engaged with us and coming up with innovative solutions for people so they can live their lives in the way that they want to actually live. So it's very much community-led, about us being involved. It's actually about us trying to get much more involved at an earlier stage for people to come and have a chat, a strength-based chat about actually how they can live their lives and some of the things they can bring and their own assets to come up with their own solutions, rather than our traditional way of working, which is actually about services and demand, really. So trying to find different ways of managing and helping people to live their lives in the way that they want to live.
And that way is said to be determined by their locality, demanding a more bespoke approach and awareness of local needs.
Part of getting together at an event like this is to share the learning and the ideas, because you can't have an approach that fits all. It has to be localised, it has to work for your local communities. So we can get together, we can follow, we can have a shared vision, and we can try and transform our services to that strength-based approach, rather than always looking at a deficit and what statutory services have to provide. But we have to recognise that each local authority and each community have their own culture.
And for professionals, that is a demand that requires a good deal of reflective and reflexive practice.
Another thing we're doing, I suppose, more recently is to try and challenge a wee bit social work practice. So people have kind of got to unlearn some of their practice. So we're doing a lot more about practice development and thinking about, as a social worker or whoever, you might be an OT or somebody else, how can you actually not go into the default position, which is around deficits and processes and all that, and actually manage and just have a good, decent conversation. Social workers have got used to working in a way that they're slightly in a bubble, not understanding their patch, whereas actually the tradition of the social work was you knew your patch, you knew your assets, you knew your network leaders and all that. And it's like going back to the practice that probably existed in the 60s. So you're trying to challenge a thing where people have got used to social work by numbers a wee bit, algorithms and if you do this you do that, and about allocating resources. Actually, this is about a different proposition.
And that proposition, the NDTI hope, will be warmly received across the country to the benefit of all involved. Ian McNally, That's TV.